I have a connection with technology. I like it. I like to learn more about it. And here, it's not just about my passion. When I go to a client or to a factory, the first thing I do is explain them about the technology and what they can achieve.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley, in partnership with Lomitech, and sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, and Birthright Excel, and in media partnership with CTech. Hello and welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Today I'm being joined by Enis Alhasan, Business Development Manager of Siraj Technologies. Enis is the Business Development Manager at Siraj Technologies, a startup specializing in connectivity, allowing seamless adoption of Industry 4.0 technologies. Enis graduated from Sapir College with a bachelor's degree in technology marketing with health technology specialization and currently is studying for a master's degree in health systems management at Ben Gurion University. Also, Enis is also a researcher of the economic evaluation of pharmaceutical interventions with published articles. Enis Alhasan, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. How are you? All the way from Ben Gurion University. Is that where you are right now?
I'm in the Gaviam High Tech Park. It's near Ben Gurion University.
Beautiful.
We're neighbors.
I love it. So, Enis, your business development at Siraj Technologies, working on connectivity and Industry 4.0. You were at Sapir before, a Bedouin, and I'm excited to really understand your personal journey better. You're also understanding about Industry 4.0 and Siraj Technologies in general. So why don't we start with your journey a little bit? I'd love to get to know you better and how you're experiencing the tech ecosystem from your end.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I grew up in a Bedouin city called Rat, and at first I studied 6 years in a Bedouin school, but then my family thought about that I will get a better education if I continued my study in a kibbutz. It was called Kibbutz Shoval. So in my last 7 years of studying in high school, I was in a Jewish school studying there. And after I finished my school, I went to Germany to visit my brother, but also to try and see if I can study medicine there. And after thinking about the situation, even if I wanted to continue or to start studying medicine, I decided that it wasn't for me. I have a twin brother and sister. They both studied medicine. And they are
so triplets?
No, I have a brother and sister. They are twins. They are older in 3 years.
Okay.
So they both started at the same time studying medicine. My brother in Germany, my sister in Turkey. The typical, let's say, educational journey of the Bedouin or the Arab community. When you say let's study something or let's do learn a job, it's usually if you are either a lawyer or a doctor, and the traditional 3 or 4 jobs that they are the top and everyone's trying to learn them. So I decided to study here in Israel. At the end, I went to study technology marketing at Sapir College. It's near Sderot. And while I was studying there, I decided to take a specialization in health technologies, which is something that interests me until this day. I'm currently studying master's degree in Ben Gurion, health systems management, and doing research in health technology adoption and pharmaceutical economic evaluations. And this is a sort of hobby or academic career, let's say it, in the future. And right now, technology, it's always interested me. Everything is always changing. And that's why I'm working right now in a startup. And
tell me a little bit about Siraj Technologies and both what it's about, but also the name and how that's special to the mission of what you're working on.
Definitely. Well, Siraj, it means a source of light. And at the beginning, our founders, Dr. Giora Yaron and Khadr Sheikh, Dr. Giora is a highly known entrepreneur in Israel, and Khadr Sheikh is a Bedouin businessman. They met each other and wanted to do something for the Bedouin community, but not just giving money or giving some talk about how to promote the Bedouin people. So they decided to do something. They created Siraj NGO, which is an organization that helps Bedouins to know more about startups, high tech, and all the education that comes with it, starting from high schools and then helping students. And they wanted to create a role model, not a person, but a company that will teach them and show them that it's not just a dream, but you also can accomplish it. And they founded Siraj, and along the way, it was in 2016, and today we started the 5 engineers, and today we are 25 employees. Most of them are Bedouins who studied in Ben Gurion or in Sami Shimon. And we are developing technology that will allow seamless adoption of Industry 4.0 technologies. And to make that in a simple words, when we speak about Industry 4.0, it's about leveraging data and to collect data and try to understand it and create value from something that exists using analytical tools and other different technologies. And we found the challenge that in a factory or in a manufacturing or any IoT device speaks mostly differently from each other. We can say it about even the protocol of the communication or the data itself. And when you need to analyze data, you need it to have it structured in a specific way so you can analyze it. So we decided to develop a solution that will use artificial intelligence and will unify the data that afterward can be analyzed, monitored, and all the other stuff. And right now, we are basically bridging between the factories, the operations, and the other startups that develop technologies to analyze this data. And this way, we can also say that we are shedding light on the new technologies and allowing all those manufacturers to leverage this revolution. It's called the Industry 4.0, but it actually is the fourth industrial revolution.
Right. Now, take me back a little bit about your journey, and I want to understand a little bit better your personal interest in Industry 4.0, working in the high-tech ecosystem. You grew up in a different environment than the traditional high-tech employees of Israel, right? This is something that is often being discussed, on the news about this, the gap of upbringing and the entrance to the tech ecosystem, which is right now still, much more common amongst those that are growing up closer to the center of Israel. What was it like for you, and what led you to the conviction that you want to be a part of the tech ecosystem?
So, as I said, I always wanted to learn more and to understand. And technology, it's from the beginning. I'm not an old person. I'm 27 years old, but I remember when we used to call for the internet. At least in Israel or where I lived. I remember the days when we used to wait 3 days to download a video game.
Wow!
And which today it doesn't exist, or maybe in Israel the internet was faster, but in the Bedouin areas it was slower. So in terms of technology, I myself, as I said, studied in a kibbutz or in a Jewish school, which is more experimental school. So when I was in the 10th grade, they introduced us with e-learning. I'm speaking about 2012. And it was something new to bring a computer to your school and to start study and all of those stuff that comes with the internet and with technology. And it was always interested, but in my times, I still had no idea about computer science or what or how do you compute. What does it mean to understand all those languages? So when I went to study technology marketing, that's when the first I understand what is a startup or what is the high-tech community and what is the meaning of high technology. And most of people might not know the definition of technology, which is applied science. It's something that you can apply it. So when we say high tech, there are sometimes manufacturing a glass can be high tech, even though it's just a glass. It doesn't have to be a computer. The technology behind it can be high tech.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. And so when now, as you go back home, and I don't know, do you have a large community around you that is also in the tech ecosystem back from where you are?
Honestly, no. Honestly, no. Most of the people that I know from my community, from my family, are usually workers, and most of them, some of them study bachelor's degree, but most of them are finish high school and then start a job and continue working with life. An interesting thing, I read recently an article about the high tech and the Bedouin community in the high tech from Calcalist, and it said that there are 350,000 people in the high tech in Israel, but only 50 are from the Bedouin community.
50?
50.
50?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I can say if it's true, then 20 high techists are from our company. But that's the
well. If that's
the
true, that means that I'm speaking to 2% of the Bedouin ecosystem in Israel in terms of tech, and that's definitely not okay. You know, from your perspective and your personal lens, what are some tangible things that should take place in order to bridge the gap? Because obviously it's a horrible gap.
First of all, it's about community, to be honest, because until this day, in order to find a job in the high-tech sector, it's usually a friend brings a friend. And if you don't have a friend in the high-tech, then it will be very hard for you to get accepted or to find a job. And the second thing is what we are trying to do is to encourage students in the high school to study more mathematics, to be better in English, so they can go to the university and be able to earn an engineering degree or in a college. And after that, we have training programs that allow them to experience how we are working in a high-tech company, in a startup, what it means to work with teams, and how to create projects. And there are a lot of things that we are trying to do. First of all, is to spread awareness. There is nothing wrong with studying medicine, but you also can study computer sciences, and also you can study something like me, the business or marketing, and work in a startup or in a high-tech company. And everything starts from awareness. As a marketing person, I can say it, awareness is the first step. And once we spread awareness, maybe from our podcast right now, people will say only 50 Bedouins. Maybe there are probably more who are waiting for the chance, and maybe they will try and seek those persons, and we will be happy to help encourage more people to start their journey.
And as you go back home and you are sharing your personal experiences, and you're obviously working on things that are perhaps different, what is the reception like? Do people understand what you do? Do they is it supportive? Do you feel like it's taking it apart from your previous community and bridging new communities? What impact does this have on your personal life?
I think I first of all try to encourage the people surrounding me to study and to learn. And today, even with the COVID, we know this more. You can learn anywhere. You just need to have the awareness and the materials to study. And after that, it's about you. And I encourage them that they actually can. There are other jobs. It's hard to find a job, yes, exactly at the beginning, but this is a journey that it's worth taking it. And as I said, we can't start with saying why there are a few people in the high-tech sector, or how many people are ready to be part of the high-tech sector. When we have a lot of people who have studied and graduated from computer science and other technology-related degrees, then there will be more people in the high-tech. And
right, that makes a lot of sense. Now, going back to your work with Industry 4.0 and connectivity, which brings me back a lot to, the story that you mentioned growing up, having to dial the internet, waiting for 3 days for something to download. Obviously, today you're working on resolving, and not just resolving it, but actually, taking it a few steps into the future. Exactly. And the fourth industrial revolution. Tell me about your current work and your day-to-day in business development within Siraj Technologies.
Mm-hmm. So today, basically, what we are doing is we are helping to bridge between two parts. For example, we worked with Siemens in a project that they provide the platform, and we allow them to easily connect their customers, the machines in the factories to their platform. We also worked with Netafim and ICL in the agriculture sector, which is a well-known or an international company for irrigation systems. We also worked with a lot of environmental companies in Israel, and they all have the same challenge. They have sensors, machines, and they need to monitor them using the cloud. And we help them to take this step. The first step is also to digitize all those processes. When we speak about digital print, most of the factories, they don't have it. We can speak about Industry 4.0 and to create value. But first of all, we need the data. We need something to connect, and everything today can be solved with the Internet of Things, any process. And we are doing great right now with all the companies we are working with in Israel, alongside with the Israel Innovation Authority, trying to help the factories in the south to start and use technology more to manufacture more and to grow, and that's in a few words as I can say it.
Now, when you look personally about the things that you're passionate about, is this the subject that you're really excited about personally? Is it? Do you think that it stems from your upbringing, from where you came from, or is this something that you're just observing that a lot of places in the world also need?
I personally, I have a connection with technology. I like it. I like to learn more about it. And here, it's not just about my passion. When I go to a client or to a factory, the first thing I do is explain them about the technology and what they can achieve. It's not just solving a specific problem. When we speak about Industry 4.0, there are a lot of verticals, and there is value in adopting these technologies. But most of the factories right now, especially in Israel, they don't really have, I don't want to say new machines, but sophisticated machines. Automation existed for 20, 30, 40 years, even more. And
sure.
You will find in a factory a machine that is 40 years old that is doing its job greatly. But right now what we want to do is to understand how the machine works, how the process works.
Right.
And then you start connecting ERP systems with the manufacturing, and trying to understand customer trends, and trying to define and optimize all those little processes that humans mostly can't analyze it. It's
right.
We can speak about predictive maintenance, which is a machine that starts to learn how we have worked for months and sometimes years, and try to predict what will be the outcome. And for most of the companies, this can reduce the cost, but also bring them more knowledge about what they are actually doing.
Makes a lot of sense. And Enis, I really want to thank you for coming and being both open about your own, your own perspective from the Bedouin community, but also your experience with working on connectivity and Industry 4.0. And I really appreciate it. We have just a couple minutes left, and I want to take you back to your childhood and, just growing up. What really fascinated you as a kid?
To be honest, economics. That's what fascinated me. I always used to calculate everything, and a simple story would be me and my brother would always have this game, and if we won a lottery, what would we buy? And he would say I would buy cars, houses, and a lot of things, and I would listen to him until the end and tell him, you don't have money for gas, so what are you gonna do with the cars now? So I'm always calculating everything and all the scenarios, and I like to understand. That's why I studied marketing. I want to know, to understand all the variables within a business or within a process, and try to understand what can make me fail and what can make me succeed, and without even beginning the journey. And curiosity, basically, in one word.
I love it. And what inspires you today, as you go day by day?
What inspires me is to learn more. I probably mentioned a little bit, but as of my master's degree, I'm also doing research, and and economic research. We are the same thing. So I always try to understand, to learn more, and to evaluate, and to take decisions, and not just for myself, but also to help others to take their decisions. So I'm also I can call myself a researcher, and that's another part that inspires me to always learn more, and there are always new things, and so learning is the best thing for me.
Amazing. What are 3 words you would use to describe yourself?
Passionate, curious, and disciplined.
Enis, thank you so much. This was great. Thank you for the great work you're doing, the great impact that you're having, and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you for this opportunity. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.